So Motion Page released an update a while back, which had image sequence and video, more like a video sequence that was implemented into Motion Page. A lot of people were asking for it, and I haven't really used it per se because I haven't had any work or project that really needed it, and I haven't played too much around with it. But I had someone ask me a question about the usage of the image sequence with Elementor. So I went around to see what really was the there was a little issue somewhere which pertains to how the canvas is being rendered in Elementor. So I think it will be I thought it would have been a good idea to also share with people who are using Motion Page and want to use the image sequence, that there's a way to fix what you might encounter when it comes to Elementor. So that is what we're going to do today. So let's get into Elementor and see how we can implement this. So if you haven't, if let's say you want to implement this image sequence into your own project, first you might want to read the documentation. If you haven't read the documentation, you will have to do that. You can also watch this video. I'm just going to take you through what they request of you to do. First, they ask you to have a canvas. So you need to have a canvas in your if you're using Elementor, you can have a canvas because there's no canvas element that is implemented in Elementor. The only thing that you do have with Elementor are shortcodes. So Motion Page thought it wise to also include a shortcode. So if you are on Elementor, you might want to copy this shortcode and then go into Elementor and then paste it there. So that is what we are going to do. So first, I'm going to copy my shortcode, and then I am going to get into my Elementor page. So over here, I have Elementor set up right here. So what I am going to do is to have, I'm just going to duplicate one of these sections, right? Okay, I have my navigator on the right hand side. So this section, let's name it into IMGSQ. All right, that is good. So I know that this is what I'm dealing with. So let me select a different one. Okay, so there's a section I'm working with. So I'm going to remove this image from there. So delete. As you can see, my section is 100. It's on a full width. I'm using containers. It's on the full width, and I also have height at 100 VH. What I'm going to do is go to advanced, and I'm going to remove the pattern. The pattern always included in these sections, so I'm going to remove it so we have everything removed. Next thing that we are going to do, I'm going to go back into to these elements, and I'm going to type in shortcode. So short, and the rest I'm just going to pull it inside. All right, so in here is where I am going to paste what I copied. So I just copied this and I pasted it over there. You can see that what we have pasted is this little box. It translates into this little box. So I am just going to save that, and then we are good. You don't have to do anything. You just have to do this, and after that, you go into the next step. So the next step will be to go into Motion Page and get this thing situated. All right, so I am going to go here and then go back, right? And then I'm in the back end, and I'm going to go for Motion Page. If you don't have Motion Page, I'm going to leave a link down below for you to go and try it out. It's not free. You might have to buy a license to try it out. So that is what it is. After that, we are going to create a new timeline. So new timeline, and I'm just going to name this one IMGSEQ. Right, that is good. And leashed. Yep. So after doing that, we are going to select the page that we want, which is image sequence. All right, so we are on the page that we want to implement our sequence. The next thing that I am going to do, for me, I want my my image sequence to play when we are scrolling. So I'm just gonna tap on this, and then on the trigger, go into scroll trigger, and then I'm going to lock it to the scroll bar. So scroll bar, just like that. We can have this delay over there. Yep, 1 second delay is good. Next thing that I want to do is I want to work on where the whole animation will start. I want the animation to start when it is up here. when the viewport of the section that I'm working with is up there, or when it hits over there, and I want it to end when it is 100 negative 100% of its same height up there. So you can see, so it's 100% here, is 0% here, and then negative 100 up when you scroll up. All right, so hope that made sense. The next thing that I am going to do is I have to now find, okay, I have to find image sequence. So image sequence is over here. I'm just going to click here. As soon as you click, it will tell you that target an MP canvas shortcode or a canvas. We don't have a canvas, but we have the shortcode. So shortcode, as soon as you highlight it, it's going to show you that, okay, you have a shortcode over here. So click on it, and then that's all that you have to do to target it. After doing that, you have the option to transcode a video or upload images. So the difference between the two is that when you transcode a video, you have a video on your, like you upload a video into Motion Page, and then Motion Page breaks the video down into pictures, and then it uses the pictures to create the image sequence. But if, let's say, you do have already your images, let's say if you have frames of your images available, you can just upload the images without having to transcode the video. So you have the option between transcoding the video and also transcoding, or not transcoding, but uploading your own images. What I'm going to do today is transcode the video. So I'm just going to click on this, and then it brings me in here. I'm going to select this video that I want to use. All right, so as soon as I upload the video, it will tell me the metadata of the video. It tells me that the video is 1920 by 1080, and then the frames per second is 24 frames. I cannot increase it because that is the limit of the video. And then it's asking me for quality. So for the quality, I'm going to pick 10. You can pick whatever quality that you want. Depending on how good your hosting is, you might not get into trouble. But if your hosting is not good, you might get in trouble or getting into like a website that is slow. So you have to be careful with the quality of what you upload into your own file. After that, it tells you like the length of the video, and then how many images it will create when you do this. So you can see that I'm going to create 481 images, and it will tell you like it will let you know if there's anything else, and then yeah, the frames per second too is all of this. So after that, you don't have to worry, you don't have to change nothing here apart from the quality. You don't have to do nothing here. So after that, you just click on transcode to images. So as you can see, it is transcoding now. And one thing that you might want to know is that while this thing is transcoding, I can hear the fan of my computer. So it looks like this thing is really hardware intensive. So probably if your computer is on the lower side, it might take a bit for the transcoding to finish. I can't tell because I don't really have a machine that has low specs to be able to tell whether if you have something that is a bit slower, it's going to take a bit of time to do the transcoding. But right now the transcoding is going on. We're at 68%, 72%, and we are almost there. All right, so image sequence uploaded. So this is what we get. Okay, so I'm just going to save this, right? And then I'm going to preview it in the front end. So this is what we have, and nothing is happening. We don't see it playing. It is just sitting over there. All right, so for us to make this thing to play, we are going to pin it. So let's pin it so that it will keep playing until we finish playing, so that we scroll to the next thing. All right, so what we are going to do is pin element. Right, so we just pin the element. Right, so it's working now. I'm just going to save that. All right, and then let's go back over here and refresh this. It's taking a bit of time. All right, so one thing that you can see is the image is pretty small. So how do we get this thing to work? That was a question that I received, that I wanted to share the solution with you. All right, so this then is a canvas. Is a canvas that we are working on, and we have to give it a bit of size. Maybe if we had like a normal canvas, we'll be able to give the canvas a bit of like width and height, but we don't have a canvas and we are using a shortcode. So the best one that I found was that we can increase the size of the canvas via CSS. So what we have to do is we go back here. You can see that we are targeting this MP dash sequence dash 1. We are going to target that. So let's see what will happen when we target that. So MP, let's say it hashes. It's a hash over there. So MP dash sequence dash 1, and then we are going to open up and then give it a width. Let's say width of 100 VW, and then go and then give it a height. So a height of 100 H. All right. Is there something wrong with this? It's a token. Oh, I have 2 semicolons here. All right. So you can see that now we have our full width of the canvas over here. So now our canvas should be big enough. So when I go back and then I refresh this, then you can see that our animation is playing better by just increasing, given the canvas the height that you need, or the height that is needed. Now animation works, so it does all the whole image sequence, and then after that it scrolls to the next page. So yep, this was what the issue was, and I was able to find the solution with that code. One thing that you might also want to keep in mind is the fill. Let's go back over here. So over here you do have image fit, you have image contain. When you do image contain, this is what my image looks like when it is contained. I can also do image fill. Image fill might distort your image if your image is not big enough. Most screens are mostly in the aspect ratio of 3:2. So you have to make sure that the image that you are using is around those 3:2 aspect ratios, so that it doesn't have to be distorted, or some of it doesn't have to cut off. Because when you do cover and your image is not wide enough and tall enough, it might cover the size of the container that you have. And if the size of the container that you have is bigger than your images, your image might look slightly off. So make sure that you keep that in mind. We can refresh back here and go down, and then we do have our image sequence. So if you are looking to implement image sequence in your Elementor website project or whatever that you're doing, and you are finding an issue with a small size container, a small size canvas, you can use I'm going to leave the code in the description below. You can just copy it, paste it into Elementor, it should work. And after that, you just have to pin your animation, and it looks really good. All right, so if you did learn something from this video, you can give it a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel, and if you're looking to purchase Motion Page, I'm going to leave a link in the description below for you to go and try it.